Hi there, welcome to another episode of our Cold Waters USSR campaign 1968. So we are still in our patrol position south of Svalbard, and at the moment we are just waiting for an opportune target to arrive so that we can engage. I do not want to face this ASW patrol. This is not what I want to hunt. So for now we are just staying here. And let's see if we can get anything done, detect something. There is a nice gap here with a bit of deeper water. Oh, there's a submarine coming up the coast. Let's rush to meet it. Something is happening. Okay, let's try to make sense out of this. Stockholm, Sweden, attacked by the Russians. Let's see, this morning troops from the USSR crossed the border towards the city of Stockholm, Sweden. Divisions gathered at major bridges, railway stations and airfields so that they were ready to organize the attacks. Initial reports indicate fighting against resistance in many areas. The result is still unclear. Estimates show that the war has no equal results. The dominance in the Atlantic is still in balance as both sides have suffered losses over the past few days. So, okay, we are immediately in our engagement. We have a new sonar contact. The weather is fair. We are at a depth of 18 meters. Our speed is 5 knots. There's a moderate surface dark with a moderate thermal layer at 54 meters. So I know we are engaging submarines here. And this time I will try. Oh, I have to. Okay. We will be using a process of elimination. I will get up to the surface and use my periscope to verify which targets are ships and which targets are submarines. So, first contact on 228. There he is. There's a trawler. Bearing 15 degrees is our next contact. Hello there. And we have a Master 3 towards 088. Okay. So this is both good and bad. The good thing is, I know I'm not up against 3 submarines at the same time. The bad thing is, I don't know where the enemy is. We have no contact so far. Let me go down to... Let me go down to 107 meters. And then let's listen at that depth if we can detect the enemy once we get below the layer. So in which direction did we have our initial contact? Bearing 229, designated Sierra 1. Is that... yeah, that's the trawler. So okay, I have an enemy submarine somewhere in this area. I just don't know where. That is bad. No, I cannot see anything. Okay, there we go. I have a Sierra 4. And I know for a fact that he's not a surface ship. Let me actually keep the depth here. And then let's work on identifying this submarine. It could be a Nautilus. Very possible. It could also be a Permit. But this, I think, is a little bit more likely. Skipjack. Sturgeon. There's a lot of possibilities right now. It's not a Guppy. Could also be a Resolution. Okay, at the moment I do not know what I'm up against. I do know that whatever it is a pretty advanced submarine. It's also very quiet, obviously. But my contact in solution is firming up very nicely. So I have that going for me. And as I am down here in the shadow zone, just below the layer. Ah, there we go. It's a skipjack. Now, this is actually not good, because the skipjack, let's have a look at it, is an extremely fast submarine. Top speed 33 knots. That's very fast. He is actually faster than my 400mm torpedoes. He can outrun them. And since this submarine is so fast, I also expect him to be able to change depth very rapidly. So actually killing this thing will be a challenge. And it will require a few torpedoes. Now let me start by changing my torpedo loadout here. Like so. Let's modify my loadout to be completely anti-submarine. And he is turning, so that will allow me to potentially get into his baffles. He's cavitating as well. Did he notice me? Okay. He made a sharp turn. What is he doing? He made a sharp about turn. 180 degrees. Let's use the time while he's booking it here and creating a lot of noise to reload my torpedoes. Let's also try to close the distance. And as soon as he's slowing down, I will slow down as well. Okay. Load the torpedoes, come on. He's still going at a speed of 20 knots. He's slowing down. Let's observe what's happening here. Yeah, he is slowing down significantly. Let's go back up into the shadow zone. Yeah, he's slowing down a lot.
Товарищ командир, второй готов. Внимание в отсеках. Объявляется режим тишина.
Let's stop torpedo reloads for the moment.
Установить ход. 0. Узлов. Есть, товарищ командир. Установить ход. 1. Узлов. Есть, товарищ командир. Установить ход. 2. Узлов. Есть, товарищ командир. Установить ход. 3. Узлов. Есть, товарищ командир.
Alright, let's continue like this for the moment. You can see also it's a very quiet boat, the skipjack. I'm 4.8 kilometers from him. He is silent running, and I wouldn't be able to classify the target right now if I look at this waterfall display here. The question is, what will he do? What is he gonna do? Did I accidentally place a marker? Yes, I did. Let's see, my hope is he's turning back towards the east, so that I can speed up and try to catch him.
Установить ход. 5. Узлов. Есть, товарищ командир.
This, right now, is a game of patience. I am the hunter, he's my prey. And I'm trying to get into a position that is as advantageous for me as it can be. And that position would be in his baffles, about 1.5 kilometers behind him. If I can manage to do that, then he will be more or less helpless. I will shoot a torpedo directly up his skirt, so to say, and that will be it. But for now, until I am in his baffles and I can start to sprint. Yeah, there we go. I'm in his baffles now.
Занять глубину. 1. 0. Внимание в отсеках. Отбой, режим тишина.
Let's go then. Let's go deeper so that I can start to really increase my speed. I do not want to cavitate by accident.
Товарищ командир, потерям. Командир, скорость хода 1.5. Узлов.
Now I am catching up to him. He is, however, continuing the turn, so that I have to be very careful here.
Установить ход 2. 0. Узлов. Есть, товарищ командир.
Yeah, I lost the contact, that is not good.
Установить ход.
I cannot afford that.
Узлов. Есть, товарищ командир.
I cannot afford that at all. Stay at the depth of 100 meters then.
Занять глубину. 1.07 метров. Есть, товарищ командир.
So that I can get back into the shadow zone. Now I'm assuming that I'm out of his baffles,
5. Узлов. Есть, товарищ командир.
so I'm slowing down again. Just to regain the contact. Okay, I have reloaded my tubes. I now have 4 torpedoes
Командир, скорость хода 5. Узлов.
that I can use to punish him.
Внимание в отсеках. Объявляется режим тишина.
And I've completely lost him. I do not know, maybe he went above the layer. That could be one reason why I lost him. Let's try to find out.
Занять глубину. 4-6 метров. Есть, товарищ командир.
No, there we go. Stay.
Занять глубину. 6-1 метров. Есть, товарищ командир.
Now I need an update on his course. That's the most important part right now, so Target motion analysis officer or whatever. Hurry up. Okay, I know his speed. He's still going quite slow. He's at a range of 2.9 kilometers, so I already managed to get quite close to him. This is good. Now, one part about this game that is a little bit weird is that I can see his sensor information here, but I do not know his exact position or his orientation yet. But this already tells me that I'm not in his baffles anymore. I would have liked if they would have removed this contact information, this contact sensor information here, until you actually have a precise position for the target. But yeah, it is as it is. We're just gonna use it as best we can. Okay. I have a good position now on the skipjack. And
Установить ход. 4 узлов. Есть, товарищ командир. Установить ход. 5 узлов. Есть, товарищ командир.
let's see. What will he do now? Will he again make a turn or not? Let me use some time compression here until we find out. Sooner or later I will be back in his baffles. For now I'm just stalking him. As I said, this is now a game of patience. I have to be patient. I do not need to rush things. If I am patient and I get into his baffles and I can exploit that, it will absolutely pay off. And to be honest, this is the quintessence of submarine warfare during the Cold War. There is a lot of sneaking. Let's speed up. Let's actually stay at this step.
7-6 метров. Есть, товарищ командир. Командир, скорость хода 1,5 узлов. Циркуляция на курс 077. Выполняем маневр, товарищ командир.
Continuing to close the distance. Using some time compression here to speed up things. But now I'm in a position to catch up. So yeah, as I said, this game of cat and mouse, submarines stalking each other, trying to get into an advantageous position where they can detect the enemy, but the enemy can't detect them. That's essentially the quintessence of modern submarine. Yeah, thank you very much, Comet. That is actually the essence of modern submarine warfare. And we are doing that right now. So my goal is that the first thing this target knows about me is a torpedo in the water.
Установить ход 1-0 узлов. Есть, товарищ командир.
Now do I want to get closer?
Скорость хода 1-0 узлов.
What's his depth? A little bit below mine. That's fine. Yeah, I want to get closer to him. I did slow down a bit, But let me speed up again.
Установить ход 1-5. Взлом. Есть, товарищ командир.
Now the important thing is that he doesn't turn around now. That would be bad. I still cannot see him, the water is too murky. I will, however... At what depth is he? About 100 meters? 120?
1-2-2 метров. Есть, товарищ командир.
Yeah, I will go down to his depth. So that my torpedo has the best chance to acquire the target. That's the goal right now. I think I can see him in front of me. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Okay. I will fire the first torpedo without active homing. Just passive homing. Because, if possible, I do not want him to be warned by the sound of my torpedo launch. We are at the correct depth.
Дифферент 0. Удерживать глубину. 1-2-2 метров. Есть, товарищ командир. Внимание в отсеках. Объявляется режим тишина.
Okay, let's go. Let us go. So, first torpedo. Out towards the target. Let's zigzag or not zigzag? No zigzag. Just go like so. Torpedo out. Now we will observe. Okay. He knows the torpedo is here, and he counter-launched. I expect his counter-launch to be incredibly imprecise. And my torpedo will force him into a turning fight very soon. I'm still in his baffle, so he still has no idea where I am. And my torpedo did acquire the target. He is dropping countermeasures. But he is in a bad position. Now here we go, this could already be a hit. Second torpedo out. One will not be enough to sink him. Second torpedo is out. Should activate. Oh, his torpedo activated. Oh, thankfully it's going for the surface, so it missed me. My torpedo has acquired. Yeah, it acquired the countermeasure. Doesn't matter. Skipjack is in the area. And was nice enough to provide a countermeasure that the torpedo can go for. Let's see what happens. Torpedo is turning in a good direction, has reacquired... Oh no, I completely misread the situation. Doesn't matter though. The skipjack is right now forced into turns. And I will adjust course, because I do not want to get hit by my own torpedo. Okay. This is dangerous. Please don't go for me, little torpedo. Oh, thank God. It almost acquired me. Almost. But this should be it. No. Okay, I'm in danger. I am actually in danger. Yeah, this torpedo could go around and reacquire me now. It's very possible that it does exactly that. For now it's going for this countermeasure here. Also the skipjack is not missing a beat. It's going at an incredibly high speed. 33 knots, just trying to get out of here. I'm thinking about shooting another torpedo. Now he's turning back because of the torpedo. That's fine. Torpedo is going for the countermeasure, obviously. And my boat should be going up to the surface, yeah, so that I'm out of the way of these torpedoes. Now I do want to conserve torpedoes, but I also want to sink the skipjack, so I'm thinking about shooting another one. I'm not sure though. If this torpedo has a chance to kill the skipjack, then I don't know, I would wish to wait a little bit longer and see what happens. Because the skipjack is damaged. I mean, look how fast this thing is and how quickly it can change depth. Imagine what the capabilities of this boat would be if it wasn't damaged already. This thing is very agile. But here comes the torpedo coming around. It did not reacquire the skipjack, it reacquired this noisemaker here. Still, everything's fine though. However, I think I do need to fire another torpedo at the skipjack. The skipjack will just keep evading here. So I'm waiting right now for the skipjack to do that, essentially. Oh no, what's he doing? I don't know what he's doing. But here goes my torpedo. Has the torpedo acquired? Yes, it has. It is now on the noisemaker. And all this action is very close to me, which I do not appreciate at all, and I cannot see anything that's below me. Where am I? That's me up there? Wow, this is close. I am actually in danger from my own torpedoes. I absolutely am. This torpedo is coming around, it could detect me. It's not going to, for now, but it could. It is actually now going for... well, I don't know what it's going for. It's going for the submarine, which... no? Yes? Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm absolutely not sure what this torpedo is doing. It went for a countermeasure back here, but that expired right now. Let's use the opportunity. Okay. I have no more. Doesn't matter. Skipjack is cavitating. That's me up there. So I do hope that this torpedo isn't looking for a target on the surface. There's the skipjack just behind the torpedo. But this torpedo right here is also not going for the submarine. I do believe that the countermeasures from the NATO submarines might be a little bit too powerful. Just a little bit. It's just a hunch. But maybe they aren't. Maybe this would be absolutely realistic and the torpedoes would just get completely confused by the countermeasures. And that would be it. I don't know. I'm no expert. I just know that's my target, and it's not dying yet. Which I find disagreeable. Now, it would be ideal if both torpedoes were turning in different directions. Yes, they are. That gives me a greater chance that at least one of them will pick up the target after it turns around. This one here has actually a good chance to do that and to not be doesn't matter. I wanted to say it has a good chance to do that and not be confused by a countermeasure, but look at this, it's a little bit silly how much the countermeasures can draw torpedoes to them, but this torpedo has now a really good chance to hit the target. There we go. Target sunk. Skipjack is no more. But come on. The torpedo is still going for the countermeasures instead of going for the sinking submarine. It might go after it now. But yeah, good hit. I expended 3 torpedoes to kill this very dangerous and modern submarine. So I'm fine with that. This was a good engagement. We were patient. We got into a really nice attacking position. And then we used surprise to our advantage. Put our first torpedo into our target almost immediately. Yeah, that was good. That was actually really good. So yeah, there are a few things that the Epic mod needs to improve. So for starters, a point which is debatable, maybe the countermeasures are too effective. I don't know, but I think if there is a submarine going at flank speed of 33 knots, cavitating, blasting away on active sonar, all that together should make it loud enough to have a higher chance to be picked up by this torpedo than the countermeasure, which is like off to the side, and the torpedo is still turning for the countermeasure instead of going for the submarine, which is directly in front of it and which is making so much noise. So I think there needs to be some tweaking done. Other than that, what I notice is that the torpedo detonated, fine. Other than that, the thing I notice is that submarines and ships can take damage, have a ruptured hull, and still achieve their top speed. I don't think that would be feasible. I think if you have a big gaping hole in your hull, which should drastically reduce your ability to have water streaming around your ship or your submarine in a smooth and calm manner, that you should not be able to achieve your top speed anymore. So if the mod developer could make some adjustments there, that would, I think, increase the realism. But for now, this engagement is over. Textbook engagement, really. I'm very happy with that. And we will leave the combat area. So there was only a skipjack, and we sunk that. Continue our mission. Okay, let's actually have a look at our status report and have a look at our weapons. So for now I still have 3 of these torpedoes remaining. That's not a lot. Maybe I can sustain another submarine engagement. But well, I don't know. That really depends. If there are 2 submarines, then 3 torpedoes plus these 4 could already become problematic. We'll have to see what happens. We'll end the episode here, I think. Because it was a short engagement, a really nice one. A nice textbook engagement. And I don't want to take away from that by going straight into another engagement, which turns out to be a complete disaster. So, we'll leave it here. We'll be happy with what we achieved. And I thank you very much for your time, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.